Yeah. Oh, there's the flashlight.
Yeah. No, this effect was one of my favorites of the season. And then our last clip is the crack forming in the world, because this is in the Blackrock episode where we first met Mallory this season. Shut the fuck up, okay?
As he yells out to his insecurities, to his doubts.
So you see how the background's moving when the camera moves? The background has the same it has the same camera tracker on it. That's why we're able to do that.
Because the tracker's on the on the camera.
Yeah. I haven't actually seen this. I was trying to fix something that broke. I was trying to fix something that had broken.
The moment you see this crack, the moment it starts to spread, you look down to see a hole forming in your chest, spreading.
Yeah, the crack is so cool. So is the crack? I think I'm successfully learning tonight.
I feel something. I finally feel
talking
something.
about like cues and things. It seems to me like you have this background on the camera tracker, and then the crack is its own overlaid effect that you've put on that's cued on to when it needs to happen. Am I right in thinking that?
We had a giant, I think we had a giant in VFX, it's called a card. We had a giant just plane, a giant 2D plane up in the sky. And Malika had went into Maya and made a rigid surface and then fractured it twice to get those two different kind of crack. I think we had three actually. And we have Charlie coded in a key that on a button, those the opacity of those textures on that card pop on. And I think, and that was it. And because it's in the world, it's all just moving normally because of the camera tracking. But I love this. I'm so proud of this. I'm so glad that Zach gave me a chance to make the Blackrock is. I was really happy with it. The heart was Zach's idea. I was kind of skeptical at first, but then once I got it in there and figured out how to make it look right, I was like, okay, I like it.
It's cool. Oh, it totally looked good. That's another one of those things that like that's dangerous. That could have easily looked like cheesy or tacky, but I think it's a testament to all of the creative team of how much I'm like that it fits in the world. Right? I can't imagine it without it. Also, I just want to shout out, there's this, it's crazy how much work this woman Maya does for y'all. I mean, I hope she's getting paid.
She doesn't do that much.
She's working around the clock. People have to physically, crawl into her mouth in order, because you keep saying we went into Maya. I'm just like, wow, she goes through a lot.
We possessed Maya psychically.
There we go. That's what I thought.
So this background, Zach gave me so much freedom on this, and I was so happy to make it look cool. All he said was it's supposed to be doubt. It's supposed to be an incarnation of doubt. And I was like, okay, doubt to me is a pathological surveillance of the self, right? It's you pathologically looking inward in a way that hurts you or destabilizes you. And so from that, right, you get two concepts which are visually compelling: reflections and eyeballs. Okay. He also said Dali. Yeah. So I'm like, I want reflective surfaces. I want reflective surfaces, and I want eyeballs, and I want the eyeballs to be reflective. And like, they have to be gigantic to read in this space, because again, I'm playing with that sense of scale. Because Kollok, there are these powers and forces that are so much bigger than the characters that are close to us. I want there to be things in the environment that kind of like formally reflect that dichotomy and formally reflect that juxtaposition. So like once you kind of like start thinking thematically like this, these creative decisions become really simple. When you're like, okay, I want mirrors and eyeballs. They have to be big because they have to, I want to juxtapose the scale of them, the scale of this gigantic space we're in. And all of a sudden it just kind of writes itself. And, that's where you're someplace fun, is when these things just kind of happen and then they look cool.
Yeah. No, I love it. That's so fascinating. I feel like this whole stream is just me being like, wow. And you saying like really smart things and me just being like, wow. But it is, it is so, I watch all of these episodes twice to prep for this show, also because I'm new to Kollok, and I want to make sure that I'm not, stepping on any community things, and every time I'm always like, I'll have to pause and go back and rewatch something because I get sucked into just these living in these backgrounds and creating this playground for these actors to work in. And I loved this sort of Salvador Dali, even like I would even say there's like light MC Escher vibes to this too as well, with the like repetition and the mirroring.
If you go on my Twitter, I posted my original color correction for this, which was actually pink. It was actually pink and gray.
Whoa.
Because I had just started playing Elden Ring and went to Kaled, and I was like, oh, that's a cool color palette. I want to fuck with that.
I'm stuck on Godric the Graph that I have been for like a month and a half.
Oh, that old queen?
No, she listen, she cuts her hand off, she replaces her hand with a dragon, and then she just lights my ass on fire. And there's literally nothing I can do about it.
Oh, and the person you summon to fight him is useless. She's just
useless. I'm like, do a spell, do something. No, she exists to die, but whatever. My friend is coming over to beat it for me.
Summon help.
Literally scheduled an appointment for help.
I play
on PC, and my friends that have the game all have PS5s, and there's no cross compatibility.
Oh, and you'll get hacked on PS5. We're off topic. I'm sorry.
Wow. Yeah, no, it's fine. We only have 9 minutes left before you have to leave. No, this was so informative. I feel like I just got an MFA. This is...
I don't even have one of those.
This is so... You don't need one. This is so compelling and interesting, and I'm so thankful that you're our guest tonight, because it's given me a new appreciation in a way that I had already thought that I had reached the echelon of appreciation of how much I love all of the magic behind Kollok. So this is cool. So just to sort of wrap up my questions for you, so can you walk me through like what your life is like when we're live, when Kollok is live? Like, what is your how much are you actively troubleshooting, working? Like, what is it like for you when the show is going on?
Waiting for something to happen, and then hitting a button.
Yeah. And
then waiting for something to happen, and then hitting a button. And then if there's a gag, stress, hoping that everything we did works. You know, the stress is all front loaded on our end, basically.
Right.
So by the time we're live, you know, the ship has sailed. You know, it's kind of like, okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's see what happens.
This is what we're doing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fascinating. I love that. That's great. Before I let you go, real quick, we do this with every guest on the show, but I like to pull a tarot card. Tarots are a big theme this season in Kollok, in particular in the merch. And so I would love to pull a card for you if that's something you're down with.
Yeah, I love tarot. Me and my boyfriend do it every night.
Really? Oh, I love that.
Yeah, no, really. Like, we just hang out and do do spreads.